Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'd like to chat to you about how to succeed in any area of your life. And of course I'm going to be talking about it mostly in terms of photography and how to succeed as a fashion photographer or as any photographer. But I feel like this advice applies to any area of your life, so I thought that it might be helpful to you. So I feel like loads of problems that people have when it comes to photography is that they are not necessarily thinking about it as a hobby, and I think that's the kind of thing that's the most important to start with, that you do need to consider photography your hobby. I know it's a job, I know it should make you money, but at the same time I feel like going into arts, something like photography, something like painting, drawing, doesn't matter, you do need to have a certain amount of dedication and love towards the subject. It's not going to just be your 9 to 5 work where at 5 o'clock in the afternoon you just shut down your computer and you just go do your thing in life, because for a majority of people, especially I find fashion photographers, it's not the case. We work all the time. There is no time down. It's not healthy for sure, but I find that it only works if you really dedicate yourself to doing it, and you put everything, like your time, your effort, your money, you put everything into this little thing, and that's when it actually grows, and that's when you start to succeed and see results. I feel like a lot of people are concerned about money, which is obviously understandable. Getting paid or not getting paid is a big case in photography. Lots of people want stuff for free and so on, and I understand how frustrating it is, but at the same time people really have to understand that if you do want to get into it and if you do want to be a successful fashion photographer, you really need to spend a lot of your time doing free projects that benefit your own book. I'm not saying you should be working for free for clients or anything like that, but I'm saying you need to spend a lot of time doing free shoots that benefit your portfolio and build your portfolio and make your portfolio stand out to other clients. And I can guarantee you that 90% of work that you see on people's Instagrams, like photographers that you admire on Instagram, 90% of those photos are going to be their personal projects and not paid jobs. Because in general, paid jobs are not the ones we put in our portfolios. It's the personal work that we love and admire and we created it ourselves, that we are proud of and that we put out for the world to see and for the clients to see and so on. I think the biggest mistake is to go into photography and expect to get paid for a lot of things straight away. I'm not saying, of course, once you reach a certain level, in general, you should not be doing work for free, jobs for free, but at the same time, it is crucial for you to build your portfolio and constantly evolve your portfolio. And that means shooting for your own money, for yourself, not getting paid for shoots. And it's hard to hear, it's not very nice, especially when you're not making money, but especially at the beginning you are really not going to get paid. And I'm sorry to say that, unless obviously there are some exceptions to the rule, but in general you're just not going to get the money you want. And I feel like a lot of people get really disheartened and frustrated about it, and they are like, how do I get paid? How do I get clients? I can't get it. And there is no golden rule. All I can tell you that all the clients that I got were because of my free work that I did for myself. It was editorials that I made for myself and then I put them up online, or I published them in local magazines. I just contacted the magazines and I was like, will you take my shoot? Majority of the times they didn't pay me. Did it suck? Yes, absolutely. But I knew that what I'm doing is all about the long-term goal. And I feel like in photography, that's what it is. It's all about your long-term goal and how you approach it. And if you approach it like with anything else, like with blogging, any other part of your life, if you approach it thinking that you want to get something out of it and you want to get it fast, then you're not really going to succeed, because you're not going to be genuine in your craft. And I feel that's the main problem that I have nowadays with all the questions that I get, that a lot of people expect a lot of return while maybe not having their books up to speed, or kind of not having the right level of photography to request what they want. And it's hard. it's very hard and it's very frustrating, and for years I've been stuck in the same kind of circle, and it's only now that I see that certain things were just not meant to be, and I wasn't ready for them. I think that's the main thing. It's just a lot of the time I just wasn't ready, and you know, if the job would have happened, I might have screwed it up majorly. Like, you know, it could have been a really, really bad situation, but it didn't happen. That leads me to my next point. If you want to make money, you have to spend money. And this is so true. And I know at the beginning when I was starting out, I would not have any budgets for shoots, you know. A lot of the times I still don't. But, you know, I would still try and put anything that I have, you know, obviously reasonably, towards the shoot. It's hard to spend money when you're not making money, but it is what works in the long run. If you spend wherever you can, obviously be reasonable, you know, don't splash out on a €1,000 shoot if you don't have rent money to pay. Obviously that's absolutely not the case. Don't get homeless, I don't want you to do that, but you do have to realize that sometimes you are going to have to spend money. Sometimes you're going to have to, you know, drive the team around. Sometimes you're going to have to buy people lunches. You're going to have to pay for studio or pay for other costs. There's loads of little costs that are involved in running a successful photography business. Another thing that lots of people don't realize is that things take time. Nothing happens overnight. You know, I know it for some people it seems like certain things happen, but I can guarantee you that a lot of us have been doing it for years, even if you don't think we have. You know, I've been doing photography professionally since like 2015, but I have been taking photos of my friends since 2008, so it's been 10 years. It's not just something where I woke up one day and I was like, I know how to take photos, you know, and like, you know, getting the connections with the agencies, knowing how to conduct yourself on shoots, knowing how to direct models. We're just so oversaturated with information that it takes much longer nowadays for people to actually get through and for people to get noticed and so on. So it's not just something that is going to happen overnight, and it's not just something that, you know, is going to work straight away. It really takes dedication, and it really takes persistence in what you're doing to succeed and to become successful. Is it at work? Is it with friendships? Is it in a relationship? You just have to keep pushing forward, and you have to keep looking at the big picture and not getting stuck over small details and small hiccups, and just look at it as one big journey rather than, you know, worrying about the destination. Let go of the fear of money. And I know it's a very, very hard one, because a lot of us, including myself, you know, being a photographer is a very stressful job. You're always on a deadline. Clients never pay you on time. You're always behind on money. I just know it's such a stressful situation. But at the same time, I feel like when you let money rule your life, you are never going to get to a stage where you want to be, and you're never going to. I think the fear that you have of losing a job will never let you get where you want to be. And I feel like it takes this ballsiness in a way, and the self-confidence in yourself, where you let go of the money in your head, the stress of making money, and you just tell the client, no, I'm not going to work for this, or you know, tell the model, sorry, I'm not going to do the shoot with you, or whatever you think is right for you. And I believe a lot of the time when you have this ballsiness to go and say stuff out loud like that, where you just disagree or you just don't let people walk over you, that's where you're going to start getting the money and the respect from your clients, because that's when they know that they can't just throw anything at you, you know, because you're afraid of losing the jobs and losing the opportunities. And I feel like if there is a good opportunity for you, it's not going to pass. You are going to end up doing it. And the jobs that you're not doing, I believe they were just not meant to be, and they were just not meant to be for you. And I feel like this is a hard realization. I think it takes time and certain level of maturity to kind of realize that, and to kind of let go of your ego, kind of put it aside, and, you know, just kind of not think of stuff as I'm useless. Just think of it was not meant to be for me. Okay guys, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my little chat. I hope it made it a bit clearer for you. You know, don't get discouraged. I know it's easy to kind of say certain things, but just keep at it, keep doing what you're doing, keep being persistent, and I do believe it's going to pay off. If you did like this video, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you have any more suggestions, and if you did enjoy it, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.